Hello everyone, this is Adrian Howard with Weather Rampage, and this is the moment that we have all been waiting for Weather Rampage's final winter outlook 2014-2015. And I am so glad to be able to have this winter weather outlook out. I've been looking at some things and examining the weather patterns to see what could become of the United States this year. Now, what I want to show you here is this. Now, when I was doing my preliminary winter outlook, this is kind of what I was showing in that preliminary outlook. As you can see here, El Niño and La Niña. Basically, El Niño is when the waters here along the equator off the Pacific warm up more than normal or than usual. Hence, there's an El Niño pattern because sea surface temperatures warm up. Now, in the La Niña year or La Niña pattern, as you can see here on the right hand side, the water temperature is cool, and this blue shady area represents the colder waters in which sea surface temperature is cool. Now, that is what I am showing here in this graphic to kind of show you, what El Niño is and La Niña is, and kind of how the sea surface colors look when the temperatures are either cold or warm. Now, as far as El Niño and La Niña, this is kind of what happens during a typical El Niño or La Niña year as far as storm tracks are concerned. Now, for El Niño, as you can see here, usually a low pressure system or a low pressure system set up around Alaska, south of Alaska, and below that, a persistent extended Pacific jet stream and amplified storm track is usually what is in place, and also a polar jet stream is usually somewhere here around Greenland. And what happens with that is warmer temperatures usually dominate the northern part of the United States. The in-between portion of the United States is usually at an average temperature range and average also precipitation range, and also but the southern half of the United States is usually wet and cool. Now, in the La Niña pattern, there's usually a block and high pressure phase here in south of Alaska, and the jet stream, the polar jet stream, is variable, which means that it kind of goes up and over that block and high pressure ridge, and the southern branch of the jet stream usually goes in towards the Pacific Northwest, creating wet conditions there because of that polar jet stream producing cooler, cold temperatures here in the northern part and areas of Canada and the northern United States, and drier temperatures in southern United States, and also warmer temperatures as well, with a little bit of wet areas here in the United States, here in the Ohio River Valley. That is in a typical La Niña season. Now, what I want to show you is, this is what is the predicted sea surface temperature anomaly for anywhere from October to December. And this is what it is showing right now: a weak El Niño possibly developing. As you can see, these reds represent the sea surface temperatures getting warmer. So I kind of wanted to show you the Jamstack model. That is what this is, to kind of show you that sea surface temperatures are predicted to get a little bit warmer as we head on into the end of the year and into the winter season. And what that means for us is that we could be experiencing a weak El Niño pattern. And this is what I have come up with as far as temperatures are concerned with this weak El Niño pattern coming in. Now, this is what I believe is what is going to be the outcome for right now, which I'm going to show you what could be a combination of the outcomes as I continue this video. Now, as you can see here, I have areas of the west here and more warmer than average, areas around that area warmer than average, and the southern regions you can see here much colder than average around the periphery of that, and also warmer than average here in Alaska, warmer than average in Hawaii, warmer than average here in the northeast, areas of the northeast, and also the plains and portions of the Rockies, central plains, northern plains, what could happen here is that there could be warmer, colder, or average temperatures in these areas. So equal chances for those potentials in the temperature range as a result of this weak El Nino pattern. Now, as far as precipitation is concerned, as you can see here, I pretty much here in the west and the Pacific Northwest, kind of the same as that first graphic that you saw. More drier than average as far as precipitation is concerned. Around the periphery of that, drier than average. In the southern states, as you can see here, from Southern California all the way up into the south, all the way over to the south and up into the northeast, wetter than average. Actually, much wetter than average here in Texas, Oklahoma, and eastward. Around the periphery of that, wetter than average. As you can see here in Alaska, wetter than average, and also here in Hawaii, drier than average. And in the middle, again, could be drier, wetter, or average precipitation in the area that is white. So that is equal chances of all of the above happening. So that is what I'm thinking that this winter that is what is happening as far as the pattern is concerned right now. What I believe is happening with the winter weather pattern as far as temperatures and precipitation outcomes. Now, if you combine those two together, now if there was a combination of those two together, or if the weather pattern kind of, because right now what I'm observing is the fact that the jet stream seems to be slowing down. And what that means is, because the jet stream is slowing down, that is going to give an opportunity for more Arctic air to be released into the United States. And if that was to happen, we could get a combination of those outcomes that you just saw. But it could be a variation in that combination as well. And this is what I've come up with. And if that were to happen and cold Arctic outbreaks come in the United States, which we've already kind of gotten a surge of that with Arctic outbreak that has happened here in November, with snow happening anywhere from Oklahoma up into the northeast states. So if that happens, that means the jet stream track is going to be southerly, and we're going to continue to get cool and wet conditions to the south. And notice here from Oklahoma and Texas all the way up into the Ohio River Valley, very cold, above average snow, sleet, and ice. That is what I think will happen because of this pattern if it develops. Very cold, above average snow, sleet, and ice could be developing in that general area, which means that these areas could be very cold and snowy. Temperatures could be below normal or maybe average or below normal. And in other areas, as you can see here, in Wyoming, Montana, those areas, very cold, average snow. From the Carolinas down into areas of Mississippi and Alabama, up into the northeast states, very cold, average snow, sleet, and ice. North of that area, extremely cold and average snow, if that happens. And as you see here, as I have here in Alaska, cool or cold / wet. And in Hawaii, dry / some precipitation. And in the Pacific Northwest and the West, very dry, almost no precipitation. And then around the periphery of that, dry and some precipitation. And notice this little sliver in the middle. I think in that general area, things could be kind of relatively average. So that is what I've come up with Weather Rampage's final winter outlook. I do believe that this is going to be the final phase of what this winter could bring. Even though I kind of gave you some scenarios, I kind of gave you a general, but I also gave you what could happen if there could be a combination of the two, of the temperatures and precipitation, or if there could be a variation. I gave you a combination of what could happen here in the United States. Now, things could change. There could be other things happening which could kind of vary this forecast, but I am kind of giving you a general. Now, I will be also giving you further information on Facebook, so please look on Facebook as well. And I will also keep you updated as this winter weather season continues. This is Weather Rampage. This is Adrian Howard, and I will continue to bring you updates as they come. Take care, everyone.